Hi, so today in a rare treat we're going to warm up lying down. So find a nice comfy position. You can have your head block for comfort. Find your nice abdominal connection. Just breathe deeply into the back and sides of your ribs, arms loosely by your sides. Keeping the left leg bent up, just extend the right leg away. And from there we can just point and flex the foot. Nothing too dramatic, trying to find the full range of motion through the ankle joint, forward and back. So not doing anything particularly with the toes. And then do some nice circles again at the ankle. You can possibly hear mine cracking away. I can certainly hear it quite loudly. It's not painful, so that's all good. If you feel any pain, make the movement smaller and then reverse the direction. Roughly about 6 to 8 in each direction. And then draw the leg up and extend the other leg. And again, some nice flex and point. Don't need any special props today, just finding the connection between your mind and body. And again, circling round. Less crunchy this side. And I suppose thinking about the theme for this session, reverse the direction. I want to say protractor and compass, but sort of spirals and angles. Then bending both legs up. We'll work on releasing the hip joint. So dropping the right knee out to the side, extend the leg away really straight, turn it back to parallel and draw it up. And again, breathe in, breathe out to extend, breathe in to rotate back to parallel, breathe out to use the abs to draw up. Again, out to the side. And allow your shoulders to be really heavy out of the equation. Controlling everything through the abdominals. And again, reverse the direction. So breathe in to extend, breathe out to rotate. Breathe in to bring up and out to center. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. So just a different challenge, working on a different breath pattern. But still using the abs to control that leg movement. And final time. I often find if I feel restricted in the hips, then the other way, out to the side, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out, and breathing in. So yeah, I often find if I feel restricted in the hips, doing this loosens everything off quite nicely. And you can work with a ball underneath your foot, which provides a little bit of extra mobility as well. I think we've got one more time this way. So out, in, out, and in. And reverse the breath. So breathe in, breathe out. I think I've lost track. Breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, out, out, in. So both ways you're trying to get the leg to stay in line with your body. It doesn't go out to the side, it's just the hip rotating. So your feet sort of draw up in line with each other. 2 more. And finish. So we'll do some pelvic tilts, so remove any head block for now. And we will just start nice and gently, breathing out, peeling off, just to hover the bottom, breath in, hold, and breath out to place yourself down. And again, if you find any crunchy bits, as long as it's not painful, just try and increase the abdominals and increase the tilt to get some extra work through the back. Coming up to bra strap level. Soften through the chest, placing your body down. Keeping that tilt until the very last minute. And let's bring the arms up as well. Reach. Soften through the chest. Place the upper back, middle back, lower back down. Arms by your side. Really keep curling that pubic bone. And again. And let's move on to adding arm circles, so peeling off, taking the arms out to the side and up to hold. Breath in, breathing out, peel down, put them behind your head. Round and down. Becomes quite meditative. I was going to say monotonous, but that's not what I'm feeling. It's quite hypnotic, maybe that's the word. And one more time, breathing out, peeling off. Reach, peeling down. And then just have your arms softly in front of your chest. We're still going to pelvic tilting up. Then I'm going to go against the grain and tell you to drop your right hip, peel down on that right hand side of the spine, keeping your shoulders both on the mat, and then restack over the other way, peeling off up the left hand part of your spine so your right hip is higher. Center off. Reverse the direction, peeling down. Feet are flat on the floor, your shoulders are flat on the floor. And go over, so left hip is higher, peeling off, curling up. Just like the pelvic tilts, but up and down one side of the spine. If you'd rather have your hands on the floor, please do that. You're still trying to keep the pelvis tilted. Both shoulders flat on the mat, rolling back down. Recenter over to the other side. So this is where our spirals and circles come into it. And breathing out, place yourself back down, one more the other way. Peeling off. Keeping the pubic bone curled. Feel free to grab your head block again for comfort if you want it. And then bringing your legs into tabletop one at a time. Have your arms slightly wide and we'll do our hip rolls. So breathing in, take the knees to one side, breathing out, scooping in the abdominals. So side to side. Again, keep the shoulders down, wide and relaxed. If you want to just stop gripping the floor, you can always turn your palms over to face the ceiling. Just gives you a little bit of extra anchor without working too much, having to really use the abdominal muscles. Breathing in and breathing out. You can stay at this level, or if you want to, try extending both legs and bending in and center. If you're happy to do the advanced one, of course, just work with long legs, keeping the abs fully engaged. Extend. Extend, really straighten those legs. This time we'll do our little hip twist. So extend, scoop down as low as you're comfortable with. Come to center, so we're circling again, scooping down. Now you can stay here or you can work with bent legs. Still having to use the abs. It's harder with two legs on the back. Whatever version you're doing, one more in each direction. Use your breath. And then keeping those legs in tabletop if you can. Hands behind the head. And we're going to curl up for 3, 2, 1. Extend the arms. If you want to, extend the legs and breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, out 2, 3, 4, 5, out, in, out, in, out. Keeping those abs in, out, in, out. Change your leg position. Change your head position if you want, hand behind the head. Last one. In 2, 3, 4, 5, out 2, 3, 4, 5. And hug your knees back. Well done. Breath, little roll from side to side, then shins forward, nodding the head. And extend. Extend into single leg stretch. And stretch, and stretch, and stretch, and stretch, and stretch. So this is where if you've got clunky hip, that little hip release that we did at the start is a lovely one just to release off. And one, and hug your knees in. Breath to hold and prepare. Breathing forward, same thing. This time hands behind your head for crisscross. So extend, 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 and rotate and circle. Rotate, rotate, rotate. So it's the top half. Try not to rock too much from side to side. I'm not sure I'm doing a very good job of demonstrating. And 5, 4, and 4, and 3, and 3, and 2, and 2, and 1, and 1, and definitely, probably want to hug in. And then nod the head forward and double leg stretch and up, and 9 and up, and 8 and 7 and 6 and 5, 4, 3, 2, curling up, 1, curl it up, and then relax back, hug your knees in. Going to try a teaser, so let's nod the head, curl up into our flexion. We can extend arm and legs, shoulders wide, and then lie down, arms overhead. Nod the head as if you were doing roll-up arms to the ceiling. Squeeze the abs. Lift the arms and legs. And then roll it back down. You might want a bit of momentum. It might help. If it's too much on your back today, go back to single leg stretch, or what you can try to do is extend a leg to the ceiling, flex a foot, press it up, and just come up to sitting on the one leg and walk it down. It's quite a nice way of helping prepare. And then if you're doing single legs, do the other side. Otherwise, continue as far as you can with that teaser. So you're sitting tall at the top. Final one. And then if you can, just come all the way up to sitting. We will do spine stretch forward. So legs slightly separated. If you want to have bent legs, if you've worked really hard so far, feel free. Arms just out, straight, parallel. Nod the head. Aim the head through the arms, between the thighs. Imagine someone's pulling your stomach away as you're reaching forward. And then come to sit nice and tall. And breathing out, pulling back. Finding that lovely flexion in the back. And up. So straight legs, obviously the same thing. Nod the head. Curling back with the stomach area, with your abs. Sitting tall, allowing the shoulders just to drip down. So the shoulders are going round and forward. Reaching your arms. Aiming your head between your legs. It's not an easy movement. It looks easy when some people do it. But it's quite a toughie, I find, for me. Breathing out, make space. Breathing in, sit nice and tall. If you want to give your legs a little bit of a shake, please do. Then bring them together again if you want, either height on your block or a little bend in the knee, please do. And we'll spine twist. So breathe in to rotate. Breathe out to center. Breathe in to rotate. Breathe out to center. So you want to imagine you've got a rod up the back and a rod along your arms. And both those points don't move. And your legs and feet don't move. Your bottom is earthed into the mat. You're spiraling like a corkscrew in the center. Good. Oh, I'm starting to shake and I'm starting to sweat. It's always a good sign that you're doing Pilates correctly. Or either you're losing your fitness, whichever it is, give those legs a little bit of a shake. We will open them wider than hip width and we'll do our saw. So again, start tall. Breathe in to rotate. Breathe out to reach forward for the little toe, keeping both bottom cheeks on the floor. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in to restack and out to center. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in and center. Breathe in, breathe out. You can see I'm pressing back with the back hand, giving me a little bit more reach today, trying to find the same reach on both sides. Shoulders relaxed, so if you can do it without, just reaching one arm in each direction. Working hard to keep my bottom down, both hips earthed. You can probably see I'm shaking like a leaf. And one more in each direction. Sitting tall. And then just allow your legs to give a little wiggle. Toes on the floor and just let them rock from side to side. Then take any head block out the way and make sure you've got some room behind you. We're going to try our open leg rocker, see how that goes, because that's obviously in the same position as the saw. You can start, if you wish, with knees bent. If you don't want to do this, because your back won't take it, again, just find some balance point. So starting off, let's start with hands behind the thighs, rocking back, coming up. You want to sit tall in the middle and then find that flexion in the lower back underneath. See, straight legs. And again, breathing out. Sitting tall. So you're holding the front of your shins. And again, not going as far back as your back. Finding that nice V position in the middle. Keeping the arms straight, the legs straight as a die if you can. Final one, hold it there. And then bend the knees, well done. And from there, let's roll over. So if you can't, take your legs over your head, lie on your back semi-supine and do some toe taps. But otherwise, roll it over, tap the floor if you can, separate the legs and send the spine down piece by piece, all the way to the ground. Feet come together again, breathing out, up and over. Tap, separate, finding some length behind the knees. Imagine someone's holding your legs, guiding you down. Try not to grip too much on the mat. And 3. Tap, separate, find length, using your abs to pull you down. And then let's go the other way. So start with open legs, up and over, flex together, drawing back down to the mat. So 3 in each direction. Separate, lift and over, tap, together, flex, drawing down. Final time, lift up and over. It's hard work. I'm saying that quite a lot today. Obviously not my best day for exercise. There we go. Then roll over onto your side, grabbing a pad again. You can have it just behind you. Bring your shins up in line with your mat. Arms out in front. So as if you're sitting on a chair, find a bit of length in that top line, underneath waist, drawing away from the mat. Breathing in to take your arm to the ceiling. Breathing out, rotate the ribs and watch the arm go behind you, keeping the knees together, hip over hip. You're just breathing here. And on your next out breath, bring it back. So really inflate and deflate your lungs. And just think about where your breath is in your body. Next out breath. Ribs rotate, arm to the ceiling. And we will do one more. So it's a beautiful stretch. Next out breath, back. And moving your block, you can have it underneath your head. We're going to start with the shell, so point where your heels are in line with your bum. I'm going to go 10 as we breathe out without rocking back. And 9. And 8. And 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Coming up onto our forearm. Same thing. 10. So you'll feel a slight difference in angle and how wide you can bring your knee up. And 6. And 5. And 4. And 3. And 2. And 1. So if you've got knee problems, lie back down and we'll do side kick. Otherwise, you want to come up onto your knee, a little bit of a challenge. Arm down, body long, up over your shoulder. Lifting the top leg to hip height. Kick, kick, squeeze the bum. Kick, kick, squeeze the bum. Kick, kick, squeeze the bum. Kick, kick, squeeze, 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 final one, kick, kick, squeeze. Lovely, back down. It's all a bit of a workout, so if you're already on the mat, lucky you. Double leg lift, so legs angled just slightly in front, drawing the underneath shoulder down, the underneath waist up. We squeeze the legs together, hover the head, lift and lower and lift. If you find any tension creeping into your neck, just look towards the mat and down and 5 and down. 4, down, 3, and 2, and 1. Keep the top leg up as you take your head and underneath leg down, stretch it away, then lift and lower the underneath leg. 9, 8, 7, and 6. Trying to keep that top leg still. 5, and 4. Using the inner thighs. 3, and 2. Final one. Bottom leg down, top leg stays there. You can point the foot and let's do 8 circles backwards. And 6. And 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1, and forward. 8, and 7, and 6, and 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. What a burn. Then relax, give that hip a little bit of love. Come up to sitting, scoot the legs over to the other side, and we'll do all that again. So set yourself up for your lovely chest release. So underneath arm, straight pad just a little bit behind you so you've got somewhere to move. Imagine you're sitting in a chair, and we'll do 3 nice slow opens. So breathing in, then breathing out, remembering to keep the hips and the knees together. And your arm only goes as far as your ribs will go. So if your ribs and back won't rotate all the way around, your arm doesn't need to reach the floor. Next out breath, tummy button to spine. Engages the obliques and the ribs round to the start. 2. Breathing in and breathing out. Some nice deep breaths, finding some depth in the breath, some width in the ribs and the lungs. And then your next out breath, re-engage the tummy button to spine to pull your ribs back, using those oblique muscles. And again, breathing in, breathing out. And breathe deeply, enjoy the stretch. Tummy button drawing in on your next out breath to take you up and over. And then just shuffle your knees back, heels in line with bottom, ready for the shell. So 10, 8, and 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming up onto the forearm, same thing. 10, so making sure you're not sinking into the waist or into your shoulders. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then coming to kneeling if you can, otherwise long on the floor, underneath legs slightly forward, top leg lifts to hip height, and 2 kicks forward, squeeze behind. Kick, kick, squeeze, out, out, in, out, out, in. You're really having to work the bum of the kneeling leg as well. That's it. 3, and 2, and 1. Squeeze it behind, and then come back down to lying. Double leg lift coming up, so extend the legs slightly in front if you need to. Find your sideline position, and then breathing out, lift. Breathing in, down. Breathing out, lift. Breathing in. And down. And down. Breathing out to lift. In to lower. I think I'm sinking a little bit into the mat today, so make sure that's something you focus on. Nice length in the top line so you don't just banana in the middle. 2 more. Final 1. Now keep that top leg up at hip height. Lower your head down and then lift and lower the underneath leg, focusing on the inner thigh, doing all that work. So a bit of extra bum squeeze is happening, I'm finding, in my working leg. And use your breath. And in. And in. Try not to rock back. Having to hold myself. 2 more. Doesn't finish yet, does it? So softly point the foot, and then 8 circles, 7, 6. So again, think reaching away with that top hip. And 3, and 2, and 1, and change direction. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and 2, and 1. And lie down. Give the hip a little bit of love, and then rolling onto your front. Arms out by your side, bent up, Turn your legs out ever so slightly, ready for the Cobra. So in your next out breath, just press into the ground with your forearms, tummy button drawing up, shoulders reaching down your back, nice and slow to extend the front of your body away and back down. Really finding some length through the front of your body. Have to squeeze your bum a little bit more to keep your low back safe. So if you're feeling anything here, if you think you're hinging from here, just think forward and sucking up through the tummy button, scooping in. And then have a little check of where your head and neck is. Mine is not necessarily where I think it is. So imagine squeezing an orange under the chin. It comes up in line with your spine. That's it. I think that's slightly better. From there. And one more. Shoulders down, extend the arms, and then let's bend the elbows, squeeze the bum, and just lift the legs. And rock back up. So you're having to control everything. It's our swan dive, modified slightly. Nice and slow and controlled. The more you squeeze the bum, the more control you have over the legs. Bending the elbows. Rocking up. And then relax back down. If you want to sit back into that child pose, just press the mat away with your hands. And we'll come back down onto our fronts to do our single leg kick and then double leg kick. So single leg kick, let's try coming up onto the forearms, again sucking the abs in, legs parallel, shoulders down. Think hovering the legs off, really reaching them away, and then point, point, extend. Point, point, extend. You can just point, flex, extend. Point, flex, extend. Wherever you're comfy. And again, if it's too much on the back, just come back down and do some hamstring curls. Being mindful of the tracking of your heel. That's it. I can certainly feel my hamstrings working. And again. Final time. So then from there, come back down. We'll do our double legs kick. So look one way, hands behind your back, legs glued together, hover them off the mat. And we'll do 3 kicks. 3, 2, 1. Extend into an arrow. 3, 2, 1. Extend to an arrow. 3, 2, 1. Extend. 3, 2, 1. Extend. Breathe in. Breathe in. And if you can, keep your thighs hovering off the mat. One more set. Final side. And then legs wide, back into that shell stretch again. Just release any tension. Take it one side of the mat. So nice. And then the other. And then a nice little stretch strength work. So hands and knees to start with. You can do this standing and do some push-ups against the wall if you're not comfortable on your hands and knees. We're going to step back into our plank. We're going to do a sort of round the world, so just hold it there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then lift the top leg behind, or lift one leg over and behind the other leg. And let's do our little side stretch, up and over. Hands down and back. And do the other way, so leg up, over, squeeze the inner thighs together. Hold it there. And over, up and down, and cross, and up and over, and peel, over, and peel, and back, up and down, and then knees down, sit up, give the wrists a little bit of love, and then roll over, so onto our back plank. So you can come here with shoulders wide, hands behind you or on your forearms, and then just lift and lower and lift. So you're squeezing the bottom and lower. Again, trying to take tension out of the neck, which is easier said than done. Press into your right leg and then lift and lower the left. And change sides. 3, 2, 1, and down. One more set. Lift and squeeze. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Squeeze the bum. Lift. 2, 1, and down. You can just hug an arm across the body. Release. Hug across the body. Release. So let's start to wind down a little bit. Lying back down. Either have bent knees or straight legs for leg circles, so more spirals. Really focus on stirring paint nice and slowly in that hip joint. Shoulders, allow them to just be heavy on the mat. So 8 circles in each direction as always. Making as perfect a circle on the ceiling with your knee or toe as possible. Trying to keep the other leg and body from moving around too much. And then when you've done 8 in each direction, change sides. So I'll do straight leg on this side, just so you've got both to refer to. 2, 3, 4. Keep that chin nodded, or if you've got your head block, which I've forgotten to put back. And 8. So come back to the same point each time, then reverse the direction. 7, 6, and 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. That was a little bit of a dodgy circle. I'm going to roll over, coming to sit. Ready for mermaid. So arms out, extend one arm further away, bend the elbow to take yourself down and over. Stretching it out, Coming back to sitting, and reach, and down, and up, and 3. Then we'll add on some rotation this next time for a further 3. So extend, bend, rotate your chest, one hand on top of the other, unpeel, and sit. And again, extend, bend, rotate, unpeel, and sit tall. And final time this way, over, rotate. You want to just press up a little bit with the upper back, back down, recenter, sitting tall, then take your legs the other way. Just shuffle down a bit, and over, and bend and reach for 3, and 2, and 1. Adding the rotation. So extend, bend, rotate the ribs, hand on hand, uncurl, sit tall, and 2, over, rotate the ribs, and then final time, that little bit of extra flexion, so bend, rotate, so you're pushing into the mat, curling your upper back forward ever so slightly, restack, uncurl, sit nice and tall, and scooting round, one leg nice and long, hug the other leg into the body, grab hold of that with the opposite arm, and just rotate away, just for a bit of extra rotation. Then think pressing the long leg into the mat. Just a couple more breaths. And then extend and change legs. So draw that knee up into your chest, opposite arm hugs it, turning round, hug it close, feel that extra stretch, and then flex the underneath leg, aiming for the back of the knee towards the mat. Breathing, breathing, breathing. And then release. Final time, either sit cross-legged, or if you want sort of a little butterfly, sole of the heels together, arms out in front, and we'll just breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, and breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, and out. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, extend and stretch. Final hug. Rather one last time, final time. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in. And you can take your arms back, stretch your legs out, and feel rather smug you've done it again. Well done, see you soon.